Okay, so today we're gonna talk about the accessories I would recommend for your A6700. These are actually like the essentials, what I think every single person should use. Because personally, I've used them so much that I can't imagine myself not using them. I've used this on the cameras I've had before, like the A6000, the A6300, the A7 III, the A7S II, the Lumix S5, a bunch of cameras. The sun went down. I'm a little bit late on recording this, so we're using my monitor as my how do you say? My lamp? No.
Light source.
My light source. Thank you. First things first, this arrived today, but I've used this before on other cameras. This is what you call a bottom plate, an L plate, a grip extension. It has many names, but basically, this is the A6700. We're gonna mount this on, and this helps your camera in many ways. First of all, it extends the grip, so it's a little bit more comfortable. You have a place for your pinky to rest on. You can mount straps on various points on this.
There's like a moving part so you can get your battery door open.
And then the main thing, what I'm a really big fan of, is the quick release. On the bottom it has Arca Swiss, so if you have a tripod mount that uses that, maybe you've got a gimbal like I do, the RS3 from DJI. This is the regular plate. You would have to screw this on every time on your camera. Mounts on like this, but now I don't need this because this has the same stuff on it. I just mount it directly. I never have to worry about plates anymore. And I think that's the biggest improvement, is the fact that you don't need to bother screwing on and screwing off things.
You can see that my pinky now has space to rest on.
Not that expensive. I think this costs around under $25 in the US. I paid around 40 euros in the EU because I like the taxes and delivery and everything. It's fine. It's a good investment. It helps a lot. So the second thing I've used most when I'm traveling, it's a strap, quick release strap. So personally, I use one from Peak Design because they have like a really nice quick release system. I know other brands have also created their own. I know SmallRig has a quick release system. I personally use Peak Design because, I mean, I just love their quality. And you can see on my camera, I have like these red jangly straps on, like these little tiny things. And what you basically do with this is you insert it into your strap and it basically locks in place, and to get it out you have to push it in and drag it out. It's a very convenient system. Personally, I use a strap when I don't want to use a gimbal, or when I'm at night shooting street photography, for example, where you need to stabilize your shots. And you can just like stretch it out, and this gives you like a sturdier shot. With videos, you can do like pans and stuff. You can also, if I had a lens on it, I could put my lens, like put this under my lens, and I would create like this sort of a, how do you say? Handbag? No. Like this sort of creation, whatever you want to call this. And this basically also stabilizes the camera a little bit, so you can like move it around with your hand.
Got the camera in like a sling, and now I can, you know?
The only inconvenience is the fact that you have to have these red things on your camera at all times. They do jingle, but it's better than having a permanently attached strap at all times, or not having one at all.
When I don't need it, simply take it off, shove it in my backpack, or leave it on myself. And that's it. Simple as that.
I think with this camera specifically, there's one big downside, and that's the fact that there's only one SD card slot, which may be a deal breaker for some, but personally that just means I need to invest in a quality SD card. I used to use SanDisk, and SanDisk makes great value SD cards. However, with my experience, with my dad's experience, I've asked around a lot. SanDisk just breaks. After a year, 2 years of usage, the plastic just starts breaking down. Like for example, on my SanDisk SD card, I've got like a corner that is chipping right now. And that's dangerous, not because your SD card can break and you can lose all your footage, but because this plastic part can get stuck inside your camera, inside the SD card compartment, and you may be lucky if you get it out, but some people have not gotten lucky and they've had to have the SD card slot replaced. Nobody wants their camera being serviced, it's just a hassle. So instead, you can just buy one very good SD card. For example, Sony Tough. I almost said Samsung. Sony Tough SD cards. One of the most expensive SD card on the market in my opinion, or from what I've seen.
I have no worries about dropping this into snow.
How most SD cards work is you have two plastic parts, the electronics in between, and you just squash it together. This, on the other hand, has everything like molded inside. Basically, there's no way for this to open up. It feels solid, it sounds solid, and I have no worries dropping this because I know nothing will fall out, nothing will break. You can even submerge this in water without any issues. Like, everything's inside, nothing gets through. And that also means that nothing can chip. I've had no issues with data losses or the speed and stuff like that. Everything's great.
That's that.
So the Sony Tough cards come in two different speeds. One is more expensive, the other one is not. One comes in the V90 speeds, the other one in V60. If you don't know what that means, one is faster, one is a little bit slower. I've used the V60 Sony Tough card for about a year and a half, I think, and it's been holding up great. I don't need anything better than that. The price is quite steep, even for the V60 card. I think it's just under $100 bucks, 100 euros. But for the peace of mind, for the longevity, for the relief of stress, you could say, I'd pay that price anytime for an SD card like this. Those are the three things I believe are the best for your A6700. Of course, there are a lot of accessories out there. There's gimbals, there's microphones, there's lenses, there's adapters, there's filters, let's not even get into that, tripods, monitors, computers. There's a lot of stuff that goes into our craft. These are the things I use a lot. They are essentials for anyone in this field. Yeah, thank you for sticking around, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully one of these accessories maybe caught your interest. If it didn't, or maybe you're skeptical, ask me questions in the comments. I'd be happy to answer, and see you next time. Bye-bye!